Yo, what's going on? It's Mario again, and clearly, as you guys can see, I am not the king of promoting optimal health and fitness. Voila, my hookah. So I take a big hit, and you guys are probably wondering, like, the fuck is wrong with this kid? But I'll be honest, I'm not gonna be like one of those people that like lifts and like if you see me drink a beer, then like everybody flips out and starts like saying, "Oh no, he drank a beer. He's gonna lose all of his gains." Like, okay. It's good shit. Always buy watermelon mint. Like, that's hands down the best flavor. But anyways, so today's kind of like another follow-up video. I just released a previous video kind of discussing, relationships and, do you really want to sacrifice a possible relationship because you want to get a plastic trophy? That's really what it comes down to. And, so now I'm going to be talking kind of about, how people receive and, get their results, not because of what they do, but more because of in spite of what they do. And again, this is something I was talking with my friend Charlie Shoemaker. And Charlie, if you're watching this, huge shout out, and also shout out to Caleb Dockel on this. So kind of just, again, jump right into it. And if you guys are liking this like kind of straight talk series, like me just being straight up forward with you guys, then, tell me and I'll be more than happy to kind of release these if you guys enjoy them, or if you guys, give a fuck, or if you want to see me hit my amazing fucking hookah. There goes my gains. But, so what I wanted to talk about was a lot of people I realized like kind of start crediting all of their results and effort towards IIFYM, saying, well, if it wasn't for this I wouldn't have had my results. And it's like, but let's kind of be real about this, because a lot of the pro bodybuilders that we see nowadays, like in the natural organizations, they received, they crafted their physique not because they were following IIFYM, but because a lot of them were doing things in spite of what they were doing, if that makes any sense. So let's say, for example, you see a guy kind of like Con Wolf, right? And you say to yourself, oh my god, this guy has an amazing physique, and he's promoting, flexible dieting and, training properly and optimally and all, things of that nature. And you think to yourself, he must have been doing this for such a long time. This must be the only way to, to do it correctly. But then, on the other hand, you have like kind of like the army of bros that are doing things in quote-unquote in a non-optimal fashion, but yet they're still receiving results. And then they kind of also have an argument too, like saying, well, it's because I eat my chicken breasts every day and I train hard 6 days a week. That's how I got my results. And it's like, but then you kind of have to look and say, well, there's more underlying factors when discussing one's training. I mean, I could literally I could show you a kid from my gym who follows things, and you'd like to say in a non-optimal fashion, but he has an amazing physique. And, he won't eat, ice cream, he won't eat any of that, but again, he sticks to his diet, and then on the other hand, you have these IIFYM guys, your Alberto Nunez, drinking beers on the daily, your Con Wolfs, getting yucky with the boys, and you have to assume, like, hey, when they were younger and they were training, they didn't probably give a fuck about what their nutrition looked like. They were more so concerned with, hey, I'm gonna eat whatever the fuck I want, I'm young, I'm in college, I don't give a shit. And kind of just, the only thing that I guess you could say maybe that they were really putting a lot of emphasis on was their training. They took their training seriously, and their nutrition was kind of like a second part. Because again, when you're like a typical like high school or college kid, you don't think about your nutrition. You're kind of just figuring, hey, fuck it, I'm gonna lift heavy, and that's it. And then when these guys diet down, I guess you could say in the optimal fashion, years later, they have an amazing physique, and it's like, holy shit. It must be because of IIFYM. And it's like, no, it's not because they were doing flexible dieting. It was in spite of what they were doing, meaning that they had an amazing, they either had above average genetics, that's one, a favorable hormonal response to training, two, and I guess you could say they just had everything kind of set for themselves in terms of structure, muscle bellies. Like I said, again, that individual response to training, whereas let's say that someone that's doing it optimally but isn't receiving the same results, is that person kind of like in the wrong because they don't have the same results and they're not up to par with that physique? So, I mean, that's just kind of my stance on it. So I'm not saying like, don't, hate the IIFYMers, but then again, kind of keep an open perspective that a lot of the pros that you see now were major bros back in the day. Major bros, probably, just partied it up, didn't really focus on their nutrition, but, they kept their training consistent. And in spite of that, because of what they were doing, but in spite of everything that they were doing, they were receiving results. And that's something, I know, Charlie, I know if you're watching this right now, we were definitely talking about that meeting, like, you have a guy like, let's say, you know, I'll just say Tyler Mayer, who, you know, guy has a great physique. And back in the day when I spoke with him, you know, he was growing it up, you know, kind of like chicken breast and, you know, tried to like maybe follow his nutrition, but on the same token, it's like he kept his training consistent. He was lifting heavy, lifting frequently, you know, training body parts maybe twice a week, you know, maybe like things of that nature, but his nutrition may not have been on point. So finally, when he did diet down and he actually, I guess you could say, then did things optimally, for lack of a better word, and oh my god, you know, he looks like an IFPA pro now. So kind of just like get an idea that a lot of the guys that you see now were major bros back in the day. So these guys had above average genetics, a favorable response to training, and they had their training down. Like a lot of kids you see now may just half-ass their training. They may keep, you know, they may follow IIFYM, but they don't have that physique to kind of show for it. And hopefully you guys can kind of see my stance on this. So just be aware that a lot of the guys you see now, it's not because they're doing IIFYM, they're doing things like fucking optimal as shit. A lot of the progress they made was done in their younger years. So, you know, that's pretty much what I'm saying. And then from here forth, then they were exposed to flexible dieting and, you know, fucking like, a fucking new door has like just opened in front of them type of idea. And that is it. And you know how Jason Blaha like does like the ice cream or the bicep shot? I should just start doing the hookah head. There goes my gains. Oh shit, there's a fly. Okay, and that is it. So hopefully you guys maybe enjoyed this, you know, Straight Talk series. You know, me just being open with you guys. I'm out here in my backyard. And that is it. If you guys ever like live in the Chicagoland area and you want to come by and smoke a hookah bowl with me, be my guest. Well, it's nice out. And that is it. I am Mario with Beyond Fitness. Thanks for watching. If you guys don't like this video, please don't comment like, oh, this is a piece of shit video. You know, unsubscribe then. Like, don't fucking watch it then. If you fucking hate me genuinely, that thank you. But just like that's it. All right, guys, take care.